All right, let's talk about something that's probably driven you a little crazy at some point. We're going to dive into the wild, totally overwhelming, and, let's be honest, often bizarre world of online wellness advice. You know how it goes, right? You have one simple health question, maybe about a supplement or a new diet trend. You type it into Google, and then, whoosh. Hours later, you snap out of it, dazed, more confused than when you started, and your online shopping cart is somehow full of $300 worth of powders and pills you'd never even heard of. Yeah, you are not alone. So to really see what this chaos looks like in its natural habitat, we're going to look at a real Reddit thread. The question seems simple enough. Can you overdose on a supplement called NAC? But the answers, well, let's just say they're anything but simple. And boom, right out of the gate, we get a super clear, super confident, and frankly, pretty scary warning. This user states it like it's a law of physics. Taking NAC after you drink alcohol is toxic. Okay, seems pretty definitive, right? Case closed, moving on. But hold on, just a few clicks of the scroll wheel later, somebody else chimes in with the exact opposite advice and with the exact same level of confidence. No, you take it before you drink, they say. It's protective. So which is it? Is it a poison or a protector? The answer literally depends on which comment you happen to see first. And here we go. The secret weapon in any online debate. Amidst all the conflicting science, you get the simple, powerful, personal story. I've tried it, and it worked perfectly. For this person, the debate is over. Their experience is their proof. And you got to admit, that's incredibly convincing. But then, a different kind of voice enters the chat. This is the person who cuts through all the noise and asks the one question that changes everything. Where's the data? They don't care about anecdotes. They don't care about theories. They want to see the peer-reviewed human trials. This is the voice of scientific skepticism.
So let's just recap. In one single, short thread, NAC is a toxin, a shield, a miracle hangover cure, and a totally unproven supplement. This isn't just about NAC, you see. This is a perfect snapshot of the entire online health world. It's a battleground, really, between two completely different ways of thinking. Functional medicine and conventional data-driven science.
So let's start with that first world, functional medicine. Its appeal is so powerful because it promises something that so many people feel is missing from regular healthcare. It's on a mission to find the root cause of why you're sick, not just slap a Band-Aid on your symptoms.
So the core idea here, which you'll see in a lot of alternative health philosophies, is that your body is this incredibly complex, interconnected system. You know, the foot bone's connected to the ankle bone. Proponents believe that to get truly well, you have to look at the whole picture. Your genes, your environment, your lifestyle to figure out where things really went off the rails.
And these are the greatest hits you'll hear all the time. The gut is the gateway to your health. This idea that everything starts with your digestion. Food is medicine. I mean, that's an idea as old as time. And this belief that our modern world is just flooding us with toxins that we have to actively clear out. It's a really empowering way to think, you know? It puts a ton of control right back in your hands. But this world has some really fierce critics. And this story from that very same Reddit forum it's a chilling cautionary tale. A young woman, she has these vague symptoms, and she's told she has candida overgrowth, SIBO. These are really common functional medicine diagnoses. For a whole year, she's on this super strict diet. The real root cause? It was a slow-growing cancer, a sarcoma in her lung. And that story gets right to the heart of the case against it. Critics will call it rebranded alternative medicine. They point out that getting certified can cost a practitioner up to $20,000. They argue that it often leans on treatments that just aren't backed by solid evidence. And as that story just showed, it can lead to practitioners chasing these unproven theories while missing deadly serious diseases.
So how does the other world, conventional science, tackle a health question? Well, here, the gold standard isn't a personal story or some ancient piece of wisdom. It's all about massive, painstakingly controlled scientific studies.
Let's talk about omega-3s. To find out if they really prevent heart disease, the National Institutes of Health didn't just, do a poll. They launched the VITAL trial, a massive study. We're talking nearly 26,000 people, followed for over 5 years.
This is what looking for real proof looks like on a grand scale. And after all that work, all that time, all those people, the main headline was kind of disappointing, actually. Overall, for the average person in the study, taking a daily omega-3 didn't really lower the risk of having a heart attack, a stroke, or dying from heart disease.
But, and this is a huge but, science is all about the nuance. It's in the details. When the researchers started slicing up the data, they found something amazing. For very specific groups, like people who almost never ate fish in the first place, the supplement had a huge impact. It dropped their risk of a heart attack by a whopping 40%. The answer wasn't a simple yes or no. It was, well, it depends.
And that omega-3 story shows us this fundamental truth about our bodies. In health and biology, things are almost never black and white. A process or a substance is rarely just good or bad. Context is absolutely everything.
I mean, just take inflammation. You sprain your ankle, and all that swelling and redness, that's acute inflammation. That's a good thing. It's your body's emergency response team rushing to the scene to start repairs. But chronic, low-grade inflammation that sticks around for years, that's a totally different beast. It's a destructive force that's linked to pretty much every major disease. Same word, two wildly different stories.
It's the same thing with detox. It's not just some magic thing that happens. Your liver has this really elegant two-phase system. Think of it like a factory assembly line. Phase 1 grabs a toxin and modifies it to get it ready for disposal. But here's the catch. That modified chemical can actually be more dangerous than the original one. You absolutely need Phase 2 to work properly to neutralize it and get it out of your body. If Phase 1 is running too fast and Phase 2 is lagging behind, you can actually make things worse. It's a delicate dance.
So, faced with all of this complexity, all this conflicting information, how are we supposed to figure any of this out? We need a mental toolkit, a simple framework to help us vet the claims that are thrown at us every single day.
So here it is, a simple 4-step guide. First, always consider the source. Is this coming from a research institution or from someone's online store? Second, look for nuance. Biology is complicated. If someone is screaming in absolutes, be skeptical. Third, question the motive. Are they trying to educate you, or are they trying to sell you something? And finally, this is a big one. Learn to separate anecdotes from data. A powerful story is not the same thing as powerful evidence.
Okay, let's run a real-world claim through our new toolkit. You're scrolling TikTok, and you see this post from a shop. It says, matcha tea cures cancer, prevents diabetes, reverses aging, promotes weight loss, the whole shebang. Okay, toolkit time. Source? Commercial. Nuance? Zero. Motive? Clearly, to sell matcha. This thing is lighting up every red flag on our dashboard.
Now, compare that to the conclusion from the NIH after their gigantic omega-3 study. Is it a flashy promise? Nope. It is measured, it's nuanced, it's responsible. It doesn't shout at you what to do. It advises you to talk to a professional to figure out what's right for you. That, right there, is the sound of a trustworthy source.
And that leaves us with this one last crucial question. The wellness industry is enormous, and it's built on selling us things, products, services, ideas. But real healthcare? Well, that's supposed to be about personalized, evidence-based guidance. So as we try to find our way through this world, we have to keep asking ourselves, am I being treated like a patient with my own unique needs and complex biology, or am I just being treated like a customer? The answer to that question can make all the difference.